Hey there, Year 11s. We're now going to do an example using symmetry properties to answer these questions here. So cos of x is equal to 0.8. So I always like to visualize what we currently have. So let's try to visualize. We've got a unit circle and they say angle x, which I don't know what it is, but I do know that cos represents the x values, and I know the x value is 0.8. So remember, on the x-axis, a unit circle has a maximum length of 1. So 0.8, say it's about here. So that's where 0.8 is. And the angle x, well, all I know is, I don't know what that is, but to get 0.8, this is where the x value being 0.8 is. So that means the angle has to be something like this. So this must be angle x. Okay? There's my right angle triangle there. Now, to get that point, that's all I've got so far. So all I know is the cos of angle x gives me the length of 0.8. Okay? Now, I need to answer the questions. A, cos of 180 degrees minus x. So, 180 degrees, where is that? 180 degrees, if I think about it in terms of angle, 0 starts here and it goes all the way across. This is 180, right? 180 degrees is starting at this point, but I'm minusing the x value. So I'm minusing the angle x. So that means from 180, I'm minusing, so going back by x, that gives me this angle, which means that I'm at this point here. Okay, so I've got this triangle now, but notice that that triangle that I just drew in this example, okay, that is exactly the same triangle as the one that I was given initially. The only difference is it's in a different quadrant. True? And I knew that the length was 0.8 from here to here. So that means the length of this has to also be 0.8. The only difference is one is in the positive region of x-axis and one's in the negative. So this must be the negative version. So when I answer the question, I know they're asking me, find this length, horizontal length. Find the cos value, which is the x length, which is negative 0.8. Okay, so I can say that is the same as finding cos, but negative cos of whatever cos x is. Okay, because they only told me cos x is 0.8, so I know it's negative 0.8. See what I'm doing there? So those are my intermediate steps. I need to know where I am in the unit circle and what I'm comparing with. Let's have a look at part B. Okay, so I'm going to rub this out just to help us just look at what they've given us. There we go. Part B. If I were to do part B, same thing. We're doing cos of 180 degrees plus x. Okay, so 180 degrees plus x. So where is that? So 180 degrees is starting over here. This is 180 degrees. And I'm adding x. So I'm going down extra further. And notice that on the diagram, I'm adding an extra x angle. So that's what it'll look like. So this is my triangle from the x-axis. You can see that the triangle, this is x degrees. And remember, from here to here is 180. So I'm doing 180 plus x. And they want me to find the cos. So they want me to find that length there. But I know this triangle's exactly the same. It's the same as this triangle over here where that is x. So that means both the lengths have to be the same. The only difference is 180 degrees plus x brings me into the quadrant 3, or it's clearly negative x. At least this point here, we can tell that the x value is negative. True? And the y value is also negative there. But to answer the question, I'm only interested in the x value, so I can say it's negative. And the distance is exactly the same as the distance of cos of x over here. So I know that this is negative cos of x. So the answer, negative cos of x, but since they told us that cos of x was equal to 0.8, so it's negative 0.8. Okay? Let's have a look at C. C is the same thing. If I went through C, it's all about finding the positioning first. So 360 degrees minus x. Hopefully by this point you're now starting to pick up. All right, 360 starts here. Okay, so I'm starting over here at 360 degrees and I'm minusing x. I'm going backwards and you can see I'm going to get that triangle there. Okay, and I'm minusing x. So that means the horizontal length should still be cos of x. which means 0.8. So have a think about the unit circle again. Notice this is all we know. The angle x gives me 0.8 of a distance. But if you could do 360 degrees, so 360 is all the way here, and you're going back by x, okay, so then it brings you this triangle. That's going by x, and then both of them are exactly the same, hence the length is also 0.8. Okay? All right, and then finally the last one here, d, cos of negative x. Same thing, where is negative x? A unit circle. Negative x just means you're going down by negative x. So this is my triangle. But notice that triangle is exactly the same as this triangle when that's x as well. So that means the length, because they're asking for cos, is going to be the same as finding cos of x, which is 0.8. Okay? So that's how you do example 9 there, just to get your head around symmetry properties with degrees.